In a world that often glorifies constant connection and togetherness, the idea of seeking solitude can feel both radical and daunting. Yet, choosing to step back from the noise to embrace a period of solitude is not just an act of self-care, but a profound journey of self-discovery. What's often overlooked is that this journey involves a significant transition period, one that requires intentional emotional and psychological adjustment, reminding ourselves and others that solitude is not about permanent isolation, but a temporary shift in focus helps ease the fears and uncertainties that naturally arise. Deciding to pursue a life of solitude, even temporarily, means making a conscious choice to set aside the active pursuit of relationships. This doesn't mean closing the door forever or denying the value of connection. Instead, it's about giving ourselves permission to pause, to redirect our energy inward, and to reflect on our own needs and desires. By reframing solitude as a season of growth rather than a permanent state, we honor both our need for connection and our need for introspection. One of the most important lessons during this transition is understanding the difference between craving companionship and simply wanting it. Craving often comes from a place of neediness or discomfort with our own company. It's the restless urge to fill a perceived void. Wanting, on the other hand, is more peaceful. It's the recognition that while relationships can enrich our lives, our sense of self-worth and contentment are not dependent on them. True solitude invites us to notice these emotional distinctions, empowering us to relate to others from a place of fullness rather than lack. Embracing solitude is rarely an instant or effortless process. There is a transition phase that can feel uncomfortable, marked by loneliness, self-doubt, or even fear. We may question our decision, worry about missing out, or struggle with the quiet that replaces constant interaction. This is a normal part of the journey. During this time, it's essential to practice self-compassion and patience, recognizing that emotional discomfort is a sign of growth, not failure. Journaling, mindfulness, and honest self-inquiry can help us navigate the waves of emotion that arise as we let go of old patterns and learn to be at home with ourselves. As we move through the transition, we begin to discover the gifts of solitude, like clarity, creativity, and a deeper connection to our own thoughts and feelings. Being comfortable alone means embracing stillness without restlessness, finding joy in our own company, and cultivating self-sufficiency. It's about learning to trust ourselves, to listen to our inner voice, and to appreciate the peace that comes from simply being, rather than always doing or seeking approval from others. True solitude doesn't mean shutting the world out or becoming emotionally unavailable. Instead, it means remaining open to relationships, but without attachment or dependency. We can love others deeply, care for them, and enjoy their presence, but we no longer need them to complete us or define our worth. This openness without attachment fosters healthier, more authentic connections, rooted in mutual respect and freedom, rather than need or control. Recent research highlights the positive effects of intentional solitude on emotional well-being. Studies have shown that individuals who spend time alone by choice often experience greater self-awareness, increased creativity, and improved stress management. The transition phase is critical. Researchers note that those who approach solitude with acceptance and curiosity rather than resistance tend to adapt more successfully and emerge with stronger emotional resilience. These findings remind us that solitude, when embraced mindfully, can be a powerful tool. Choosing solitude is not about escaping life or rejecting relationships. It's about finding the courage to meet ourselves fully. transition period, with all its emotional ups and downs, is an essential part of the journey. By embracing this temporary shift, distinguishing between craving and wanting, and remaining open without attachment, we create space for clarity, resilience, and genuine connection, both with ourselves and eventually with others. In the end, solitude is not loneliness. It is the foundation of true self-connection.